You go the other one. Quick. Go the other one. Good shot, mate.
Game hunting. It's a term most city slickers aren't all that familiar with. It is a recreational sport which a person with the correct licence can hunt in public and national parks for feral animals. Well, not for some time now. The New South Wales government has moved plans to abolish the Game Council and place a temporary ban on hunting on public grounds and state forests. The Game Council fell into hot water after allegations surfaced that a member had inhumanely killed a goat. The government commissioned the Dunn Review, which in its findings left little choice but to shut the Game Council down. Debates have begun on both sides of politics regarding hunting feral animals for recreation. Political parties are speculating the effectiveness and motives of eradicating animal pests within Australia. The Honourable Dave Shoebridge of the Australian Greens Party welcomes the ban and abolishment of the Game Council, saying that the culling of feral animals should be left to professionals, not amateurs.
The Greens at both the state and a federal level only support skilled professionals taking part in feral pest control, and we only support feral pest control where it has a meaningful impact on the population. And amateur hunting, ad hoc, ground-based amateur hunting has been proven to have no meaningful impact on feral pest numbers over even the short or medium term.
David also welcomes further research into non-lethal methods of exterminating feral animals.
Well, non-lethal control measures would obviously differ from species to species, and even within species, depending upon the nature of the terrain and the dispersal of the population. But for some species, it may be a physical sterilisation of males. For others, it may be biological controls, and for others, there are potentials for having chemical controls or hormonal controls of the population. But there's been very little study done of those non-lethal control measures. Ultimately, non-lethal control measures stand a far greater chance of effectively controlling feral pests than ad hoc amateur shooting programs.
You thought you had it all.
Honourable Robert Brown of the Shooter and Fishers Party expects the board which is going to be replacing the Game Council shouldn't be too much different from the one in the past. He is concerned about the rights of licensees who have paid for the privilege to hunt.
So far as we can tell, the government is simply changing the structural aspect of the bill. That is, they are removing the actual elected Game Council and shifting the responsibilities across to the Director General of the Department of Primary Industries. So if the government wants to keep the functionality of the Game Council going, they can, and they will, by putting the Game Council staff, shall we say, a unit we'll call it, back together again, and then opening state forest hunting up again. If the National Parks and Wildlife Service then want to run their own separate program using restricted licence hunters, R-licensed hunters as they're called, then we should at least have the state forest side of it operating smoothly. We have very grave doubts, of course, that the model proposed by National Parks and Wildlife Service will work at all. So, apart from the fact that the 20,000 licensees have had their rights to access to state forest removed for a period of about 3 or 4 months, rights that they paid for, there should be, hopefully, touch wood, very little impact.
I grew up in the sticks. Although I never owned my own gun or even shot at an animal, I had quite a few friends that are keen hunters. My friend Luke Church is a keen hunter. He does not own a licence to hunt on public grounds, however he understands the issues which the Australian hunters face.
Boot through the place and I was catching them. So I was cheering. And then now, look, you're still catching ball, but the place is just brutal. The bees and that.
Personally, I really think they need to sort it out because I've heard the Green Party argue that it doesn't have an effect, but it certainly does. like I said, chasing pigs ourselves, we'll do both sorts of hunting. Like as far as pigs go, we rather use dogs or just shooting. And you can tell if you're out on a property every other weekend, or the farmer's got 2 or 3 blokes that just he rotates, he'll clear his property of pigs.
Like most political stories, there seems to be 2 different sides with conflicting interests. I suppose this story is only a reflection of the old debate, do guns kill people or do people kill people?